Wink Martindale, the genial game show host and an early TV interviewer of Elvis Presley, has died at age 91.
Now we turn over to celebrating the life of longtime TV game show host Wink Martindale, known for his hit shows including Gambit and Tic-Tac-Dough. Martindale passing away at his California home. He was one of the most enduring personalities in television history, and Martindale was perhaps best known for hosting game shows in the 70s and 80s, like his show, like I previously mentioned, Tic-Tac-Dough. Now, he did host Gambit and a few other shows, and he was also inducted into the Game Show Hall of Fame in 2006. He was 91 years old.
So these game show hosts all look the same. Doesn't this guy
Now we turn over to
Bob Barker vibes here in his later
celebrating the
years?
life of longtime TV game show host Wink Martindale, known for his hit shows including Gambit and Tic-Tac-Dough. Martindale passing away at his California home. He was one of the most enduring personalities in television history, and Martindale was perhaps best known for hosting game shows in the 70s.
Bob Barker vibes right there, huh? And I know Bob Barker, he passed not long ago, right? Bob Barker vibes in the face here with the later years. August 26. What about Pat Sajak? Is he still around? I think he's still around. Yeah, it looks like he's still around. There was another one recently. I just can't think about it. Is Alex Trebek still with us? Nope. Alex Trebek is gone back in 2020, November 8. But yeah, you get some of those vibes here, huh? So notice this looks like a wax figure almost. But notice the name Wink. And watch, I mean, if you're new and you were watching this, I mean, it's just creepy. This would put you over the top on knowing that we're in a fake world. Look at the name Wink. And Les Binks just died. I just dropped the breakdown. It's like it's like 2 videos ago, I think, on this channel. Look, Les Binks, former drummer for Judas Priest, dead at 73. It's all the language. Binks, Wink, Martindale dies. Wink, Binks. What about this? Howard Finkel. Look at this. Look at it's his 5th year, the 5th death anniversary. Look at April 16th. Right there. So that was Wednesday. You see that? I think he was known as like the Fink or whatever, but American professional wrestling ring announcer, backstage worker, and occasional professional wrestler. Best known for his appearances in WWE. What are the odds of that? Okay, you see the April 16, 2020 death date. We're on April 17 as I speak right now. And we get all with the language. Les Binks passes. I think that was on the 15th. Well, the article's on the 15th anyways. I think that was the death date. But you see that? April 15 and then April 16 with this death anniversary. Finkel, Fink, Bink, Wink. And now Wink Martindale passes. Notice how Wink Martindale kind of looks like Tom Brady right there, huh? But notice how Wink Martindale, he dies one day before Martin Lawrence's birthday. It's all with the language. Martindale, Martin Lawrence. You see that? So Martindale passes one day before Martin Lawrence's birthday. Gambit debuted on the same day in September 1972 as The Price is Right. And Martindale, he died of lymphoma, which is a form of cancer. We'll get into that. I'm surprised they even gave us a cause. They usually don't. It's just like nothing to see here. So Gambit debuted on the same day in September 1972 as The Price is Right. So he hosted Gambit. And wow, we mentioned Bob Barker, so they're giving us Bob Barker in the article there. So debuted on the same day in 72 as The Price is Right with Bob Barker and The Joker's Wild with Jack Barry. From the day it hit the air, Gambit spelled winner, and it taught me a basic tenet of any truly successful game show. KISS, keep it simple, stupid, Martindale wrote in his 2000 memoir, Winking at Life. Like playing old maids as a kid, everybody knows how to play 21, i.e., blackjack. I don't. Gambit had been beating its competition on NBC and ABC for over 2 years, but a new show debuted in 1975 on NBC called Wheel of Fortune. That's interesting because we mentioned those hosts, huh? By December 1976, Gambit was off the air and Wheel of Fortune became an institution that is still going strong today. Martindale bounced back in 78 with Tic-Tac-Dough, the classic X's and O's game on CBS that ran until 1985. Overnight, I had gone from the outhouse to the penthouse, he wrote. So look, they say Wheel of Fortune hit, right, as a new show. And Gambit was dominating before that, before Wheel of Fortune hit. Look at this. Wheel of Fortune's got 173 like Martindale. Ordinal is ABC 123, by the way. That these are facts. This isn't going to change over a period of time. That's what it is. Reverse with the alphabet and apply the numerical value. Martindale 173, and then forwards Wheel of Fortune 173 with the alphabet. That's the 40th prime number. The character dies of lymphoma. Lymphoma equals 40. Martindale died Tuesday at Eisenhower Health in Rancho Mirage, California. According to his publicist, Brian Mays, Martindale had been battling lymphoma for a year. So 173, the 40th prime number, and he dies of lymphoma. Lymphoma has the 40. Check that out. And you see right there, lymphoma, also called lymphatic cancer. You see that? So cancer has 37 like game show, okay? This is a game show host. Game show also equals 91. Wink Martindale, dead at age 91. Host equals 19. Same numbers reversed. He dies on April 15, the 4th month, 15th day. 4 plus 15 is 19. Even his name, Wink Martindale, equates to his death date. How amazing is that? Wink Martindale, 154, like the 15th day of the 4th month with his death date. Look at the breakdown right there. Wow. They say he interviewed Elvis Presley. Martindale was in the studio, although not working on air that night. He was a DJ, I guess. When the first Presley record, That's All Right, was played on WHBQ on July 8th, 1954, Martindale approached fellow DJ Dewey Phillips, who had given Presley an early break by playing a song, to ask him and Presley to do a joint interview on Martindale's TV show Top 10 Dance Party in 1956. By then, Presley had become a major star and agreed to the appearance. But even look at that 1954. So you get 54, and then Wink Martindale 154, dead on the 15th day of the 4th month. But anyways, the Elvis connection. TV interviewer of Elvis, and when they bring that up, you know there's something there. Elvis Presley 167 with the alphabet forwards. That's the 39th prime number. Winston is the first name for Wink Martindale. His name's Winston. Nickname Wink, I guess. Winston 39. Full name Winston Conrad Martindale 139. So 39, 139, and again the 39th prime number is 167. Elvis Presley equals 167.
Host of 70s and 80s game shows Gambit and Tic-Tac-Dough, Wink Martindale has died. Flowers were placed on his Hollywood Walk of Fame star last night in his memory. Martindale began his career at 17 years old as a radio host in Tennessee, making $25 a week. In 1956, he famously conducted one of the first on-air interviews with a budding rock star named Elvis Presley. Wink Martindale was 91 years old.
Know what I'm saying? And we'll get... And there's, I'll show you just a quick connection on Elvis. So all connected with Memphis, Tennessee, right? Let's see. Let's put Tennessee. Notice Memphis, Tennessee right here. And let me pull up Elvis. Elvis Presley birthday. Look at Elvis Presley's birthday right here. You see how it's the 8th day of the 1st month? Right here. And he's connected with Memphis, Tennessee, right? So look at the 8th day of the 1st month. Birthday. Memphis, Tennessee, 81 in reverse reduction. You see that? Did Elvis live in Memphis?
According to the commercial appeal, Elvis had lived in Memphis most of his life, but that life was relatively short.
You see that though? Memphis, Tennessee, 81. His birthday, the 8th day of the 1st month. All right? This code is no joke. This is the real deal. I think of maybe 15 years back, people would have cared more about the fake world. But everything was designed this way where people don't really seem to care anymore. The world has been destroyed by the internet and smartphones. Everything has been damaged, relationships ruined. Okay, that's why the first computer by Apple was selling for $666.66. Okay, Satan. You know, we affiliate that with Satan, right? But yeah, you see right somewhere within there. I don't know. But yeah, the internet, this is like a kind of like a cope for me and my hobby as well. But you see right there, $666.66. Apple One. Apple's first computer was sold for. Yeah, that's what it is, 666, the beast. And this is kind of what they've trained us with the meaning of that number. You know what I'm saying? That's why LeBron James won his first championship when he went to the Miami Heat. Heat like hell. And LeBron James equals 66. He put that 6 on the jersey and then won a championship for the Heat. Okay. Michael Jordan and the Bulls. Bulls like horns. You know, horns like the devil, like Satan, whatever. Bulls equals 66 in the language. Lakers equals 66. LeBron now on the Lakers. See, Bulls 66. Lakers 66. LeBron 66. LeBron James 66. Okay? You know? So that's just how it is, okay? But I just wanted to throw that out there real quick. Right? Okay? So there's gonna be more, obviously. Even Tic-Tac-Dough's got 60 like 6. For whatever that's worth, I don't know. I just threw that in there real quick. So you got some undeniable connections there. There's obviously going to be more. I'm just trying to make this pretty quick for y'all. I mean, that exposes this whole death. Right there. I mean, all by the language, the Martin Lawrence connection, Finkel with that death anniversary, Fink, Les Binks dies recently. Now Wink, Martindale. There's probably a Dale that's trending. I just don't have that for you right now. So Wink Martindale, game show host, early TV interviewer of Elvis Presley, dies at 91. And there's probably more Elvis connections, but I'm going to leave it at that. All right. Shout out to y'all. RIP. We have another death on the world stage as the show goes on. Until next time, peace.